Someone asks you a simple question in English. How was your weekend? You understand the question. You know the words. You even know what you want to say. But before your mouth can move, your brain does one extra step. It sends the answer into your language first. Then it tries to bring the answer back into English. And while that is happening, the other person is waiting. That small delay can feel huge. It can feel like your English disappeared. But your English did not disappear. Your brain is using an old habit. Today, we are going to reset that habit. By the end of this episode, you will have 3 small moves that help you start answering in English before translation takes over. Not perfect English. Not fast, advanced English. Just a simple first sentence in English. That is the first win. Here's the translation loop. You hear English. You understand it. Then your brain asks, what is this in my language? Then you think of your answer in your language. Then your brain asks, how do I say this in English? Then you speak. This loop is not stupid. It is not a sign that you are bad at English. It is a sign that your brain is trying to protect you. It wants to be accurate. It wants to avoid mistakes. So it uses the system it trusts most, your first language. The problem is not understanding. The problem is the first reaction. If your first reaction is translation, speaking feels slow. If your first reaction is simple English, speaking starts to feel possible. So today we are not going to fight your whole brain. We are going to train the first reaction. Move 1 is the direct starter. The phrase is, let me start simple. This phrase gives you permission to begin with an easy sentence. It tells your brain, do not build the perfect answer yet. Start with something small. Imagine someone asks, how was your weekend? The translation habit wants a full, beautiful answer. It wants to prepare the whole story. And because it wants the whole story, you freeze. Now use the direct starter. Let me start simple. It was quiet. That answer is not advanced, but it is alive. It starts the conversation. Then you can add one more detail. I stayed home and rested. Now you have an answer. You did not translate a long sentence. You started in English. Try it with me. Let me start simple. Again. Let me start simple. Now answer this question. How was your day? Start with, let me start simple. You can say, let me start simple. It was busy. Or, let me start simple. It was okay. Or, let me start simple. It was better than yesterday. That is enough. The first sentence does not need to explain everything. It only needs to open the door. Move 2 is image first. This move is for moments when you are trying to translate a complicated sentence. Instead of searching for words in your language, see the situation in your mind. Then say the easiest English sentence about that picture. For example, someone asks, what did you do after work? Your brain may start building a long answer in your language. Stop for 1 second. See the picture. Maybe you see yourself walking home. Maybe you see your kitchen. Maybe you see your phone on the table. Now say one simple English sentence about the picture. I went home. Then one more. I cooked dinner. Then one more. After that, I watched a video. This is how direct English begins. Not with a perfect translation. With a picture and a simple sentence. Here's another example. Question: why are you learning English? Do not translate a big reason. See the picture. Maybe you see yourself in a meeting. Maybe you see yourself talking to a customer. Maybe you see yourself traveling. Now say the easiest sentence. I need English for work. Then add one detail. I want to speak more calmly in meetings. That is a real answer. It is simple, but it is direct. Now practice. Question. What did you do this morning? First, see the picture. Now say one simple sentence. Maybe, I made coffee. Or, I checked my messages. Or, I went to work. Good. That is the reset. Picture first. Easy English sentence second. Move 3 is the reaction phrase. A reaction phrase helps your mouth begin before your brain starts translating everything. You do not need many. You need 2 or 3 that feel natural. Here are 3 useful ones. Honestly, for me, the simple answer is these phrases are not magic. They are starters. They give your answer a small runway. Someone asks, do you like working from home? Without a starter, your brain may search for the perfect opinion. With a starter, you can begin. Honestly, yes, I focus better at home. Or, for me, it depends on the day. Or, the simple answer is yes, but I miss people sometimes. Notice what happens. You are not translating a complete answer first. You are choosing a small English doorway. Then you walk through it. Let us try a few. Question. Do you like learning English with videos? Start with, honestly. You might say, honestly, yes, it feels easier than a textbook. Question. Is speaking English difficult for you? Start with, for me. You might say, for me, speaking is harder than listening. Question. Do you translate before you speak? Start with, the simple answer is. You might say, the simple answer is yes, but I am practicing. This is not about hiding mistakes. It is about staying in the conversation. When you start with a simple English reaction, your brain has less time to run back into your first language. Now let us put the 3 moves together. Move 1. Let me start simple. Use it when you feel pressure to create a perfect answer. Move 2. Image first. Use it when your sentence feels too complicated. Move 3. Reaction phrase first. Use it when you need your mouth to begin. Here is a full practice round. I will ask a question. You answer with one simple sentence. Do not translate a beautiful answer. Start small. Question 1. How was your weekend? Start. Let me start simple. Possible answer. Let me start simple. It was quiet. Question 2. What did you do after work? Use image first. See the picture. Possible answer. I went home and cooked dinner. Question 3. Why are you learning English? Use a reaction phrase. Possible answer. For me, English helps at work. Again, these answers are simple. That is the point. When you train direct English, simple is not a failure. Simple is the bridge. You can make the answer longer later. First, you need to start. Here is your daily drill. Choose one normal question. For example, how was your day? Answer it 3 times. First answer. Let me start simple. Second answer. Image first. Third answer. Use honestly or for me. Do this out loud. Not in your head. Your mouth needs the habit too. If you only think in English silently, you are training silent English. If you answer out loud, you are training speaking. 1 minute a day is enough to begin. 1 question. 3 simple answers. No translation project. No perfect speech. Just direct English. Now let us look at one common trap. Many learners try to stop translating by forcing themselves to think in English all day. That sounds good. But it is too big. If you try to think in English all day, your brain gets tired. Then it goes back to your first language even faster. So do not start with your whole day. Start with one answer, one question, one small moment. That is how a speaking habit becomes real. Here is a simple before and after. Before. Someone asks, "What do you think about this idea?" Your brain says, "Wait, I need the full sentence in my language first." You pause. You search. You feel pressure. Then maybe you say only, "I don't know." Now, the reset version. Someone asks, "What do you think about this idea?" You start with a reaction phrase. "Honestly, I like the first part." That is enough to begin. Then you add one detail. The second part needs more time. Now you have a real answer. You did not translate the whole opinion. You built it in 2 small English steps. Step 1, reaction. Step 2, one detail. This is the habit I want you to practice. Do not ask, "How do I say my whole idea perfectly?" Ask, "What is my first simple English step?" That question changes everything. It lowers the pressure. It gives your mouth something to do. And it keeps you inside English. Let us do another mini scenario. Someone asks, "Did you enjoy the meeting?" The translation version might become too complicated. You want to say that the meeting was useful, but too long, and maybe the ending was unclear. That is a lot to prepare. So start smaller. The simple answer is yes. Then add one detail. It was useful, but a little too long. Then, if you want, add one more. I like the first discussion. Now your answer has shape. It is not perfect, but it is clear, and clear is much better than silent. Here's the last training idea. When you finish one simple sentence, do not immediately judge it. Do not think, "Was that correct? Was that advanced? Was that native?" That judgment pulls you back into your head. Instead, ask, "Can I add one detail?" This keeps the conversation moving. For example, let me start simple. It was busy. Add one detail. I had 3 calls in the morning. Or, honestly, I am tired. Add one detail. I slept badly last night. Or, for me, English is useful. Add one detail. I need it for meetings. This is the full reset. Starter. Simple sentence. One detail. You can use it in almost any conversation. Before we finish, remember this. Translation is not your enemy. Sometimes translation helps. It can help you learn a new word. It can help you understand a difficult idea. But in a live conversation, translation is too slow to be your main tool. You need a faster first step. So when someone asks you a question, do not wait for the perfect sentence. Start simple. See the picture. Use a reaction phrase. Then add one detail. That is how you begin to think in English. Not by forcing your brain, by giving it a smaller, easier path. Now your comment practice. Answer this question in the comments. Why are you learning English? Start with, "Let me start simple." Keep it short. One sentence is enough. And if your brain tries to translate first, smile. You notice the habit. That is already progress. Then start again in simple English. I will see you in the next reset.